Surfing really made my personal life, it made me more ambitious. Didn't want to work a 9-to-5 job because I didn't want to miss swells. I'm an artist and I work in set design and woodworking. My dad remodeled historic houses and I picked up basic skills at a really young age. I like to do things where you put a lot of time into it. It takes multiple days instead of just like pushing things out. I first met Julie in San Francisco, and I thought she was the coolest person I've ever seen. I just knew that she would be like a good surfer when I saw her. She basically started Traveler and I started my wood shop, and we just started growing together. Then I moved to LA for work, and they contacted me. We're thinking about moving down to Malibu and starting a shop, and I was like, perfect, like I'm here and, you know, ready to make stuff. LA is so tricky because rush hour, you know, you have to like plan your day around like rush hour and stuff. Traveler makes surfing more accessible for me because I leave a board there and I ride a motorcycle. And one of the best things about it is like kind of the community. You meet people who love to surf too. I always found surfing to be the best thing to go to like clear your head and even just get an idea.
Surfing totally saved my life. I had been prescribed Adderall from age 14 to 28 and built my entire professional career as an artist on essentially like a drug rush. When I quit at what was at the time the peak of my art career, I didn't know what my life was about, and I was really seeking that funnel that all the influences of my life, all my skills could kind of go into and come out as an art form. About 3 years ago, I was in a car accident that left me physically unable to surf, and at the same time, a friend's dad let me use their shaping bay, and I made my first board in a neck brace and never looked back. I mean, it was like a combination of all of my loves of sculpture, painting, functional design, and I just felt born again through making paintings that I could ride. My first official named model is the pedal pusher, which is a square tail log. I came up with the name because I love the contrast between like the girliness of the style of pant, plus the idea that you're pushing on the pedal, and I think it kind of pushes the speed limits of what a nose rider can do. I like the inversion of the girliness of the name. I use the club in Ventura. It helps me have a better flow to my surf and work day, because I don't have to go home before going to the shop if I need to warm up. And I love having a place that I can relate to and feel supported by to sell boards in town. It's a really wonderful home base for Lord boards in Ventura for me. The beautiful thing about surfboards is, yeah, you can sell it, but you can also just ride it. And to be able to ride my art was conceptually so much more inspiring to me than just a painting that sits on a wall.
Music and surfing go hand in hand. There's a groove that comes with surfing and a rhythm. I'm studying sociology, but my main goal is actually to become a music appreciation professor. Music's been a pretty important aspect of my life for as long as I can remember. Music for me is like a portal, and it will take me away from all my ailments that I'm currently thinking about. Like if I'm having a lot of anxiety, I'll just either play my guitar or I'll even listen to like music. The brain can't focus on two things at once. So when I'm deeply attuned to repeating the lyrics of a song or like listening to song lyrics, listening to a song for that matter, it's a lot harder for the negative thoughts to come in. Surfing and the music are both very similar in that way. Music and surfing also showcase what life has to offer. The first thought that came to my mind when I got into UC Santa Cruz, I already knew I was gonna be in the dorms, and I was like, wait a minute, how is my 9'8" longboard gonna fit in a tiny little dorm? which it wasn't. My dad and I quick Google search surfboard storage places, and Traveler popped up, and we were like, this is the spot. Take the board out, surf, come back, rinse it off, dry off, have a cup of tea if I want, you know. I like having a routine, and Traveler makes that possible. My relationship with surfing now is like my air. I feel like on the days when I can't surf, I'm like, man, I long for it, you know? I want to go out.
Business is actually a lot like surfing. There's only a handful of female leaders at the top of the Fortune 500 companies. And the rules of the sport and business are also very masculine. Most businesses are sort of very winner-take-all, and you know, the rules of surfing is a very winner-take-all sport, right? The first person on the wave just gets it all to themselves. I had this really cool experience a number of years ago where I went to this surf break that was actually all women, and it was the first time that that had ever happened to me. And what was so cool is that the rules of the sport were like turned on its head, and instead of us all like jockeying for position on the lineup, we just communicated and started taking turns and sharing waves, and it meant that everyone got on waves and we were all successful, and it was really this practice of collective success. I've always been very proud of being a female entrepreneur, and Homeroom, our leadership team, is 95% women and people of color. In creating Homeroom, I really tried to create the place that I wish I could have worked, where I would have been paid fairly for my time and valued and saw a future for myself in the industry. You can literally create a better world by creating a better workplace, and that's what I love about business, and especially about the business of food, because you also get to bring people such joy, you know, and create community. I first heard about Traveler in the water one day from a fellow surfer, and I was so excited because I live in Oakland, which is, I mean, with no traffic, like 35 minutes from the beach, but there's like always traffic, so it's more like an hour. So to lug your board and your wetsuit and all of this stuff and get it in and out of the car, like it was just a pain at the time. I mean, I was surfing a few times a week, and it was exhausting to like lug my stuff. So when I heard that there's this place that has like showers and lockers, I was like over the moon, and so I went to go visit it, and I think I joined the same day. I owe so much of my ability to really pursue my passion for surfing to Traveler, because in between like being a mom and a business owner, I'm often squeezing a surf session into a really ridiculously short amount of time, and so being able to store my stuff and take a shower and go to a business meeting afterwards looking like a normal human, I mean, it's what has made that possible.